So the Ashtavakra Geeta begins by Janaka's question. And Janaka asks this question, what has led him to ask a profound question to a 12-year-old boy? In the last video, I discussed the various events that led to Janaka falling at the feet of Ashtavakra. So upon seeing this 12-year-old boy beat the unbeatable Bandi in a debate in his royal court, Janaka was truly impressed by Ashtavakra. He was immensely happy to know that Ashtavakra came there, and he had a tremendous longing to meet him, to talk with him, because Janaka longed only for one thing, which was salvation. He was a Raja Rishi, which means that he was a king who was like a sage. Everybody respected him. He had everything. He even had a daughter like Sita. Can you just think about the purity this man would have had? But despite all the purity, despite all the efforts to reach the truth, in which he used to organize these royal debates in his court, despite all of these things, he had not attained to this spiritual maturation, which is samadhi, which is moksha. So his heart was yearning all the time. So seeing this 12-year-old boy, some other man, some man who was too proud, especially a king, to imagine a king to fall at the feet of a 12-year-old boy is almost impossible. But Janaka was this incredible man who could do that. And so yeah, each Gita, I think, is in each Gita, in each scripture, it's not only the master or the teacher that is important, the seeker or the student is equally more important. If we do not understand the seeker, if we do not understand the one who is asking the question, we will always be bewildered. We will never truly grasp the scripture in a more deeper manner. So yeah, here we are talking about Janaka, his humility, his mind which is free of arrogance, which is free of ego. He is just falling at the feet of this boy because he might open the door to salvation for him. Now Janaka is a very mature seeker. He's not an ordinary seeker. He has gone through the whole course of spirituality. Now many people, including me on many times, upon reading the Ashtavakra Geeta, we feel as if everything is unnecessary. So the first disclaimer is that everything that Ashtavakra is thrashing or bashing or rejecting or telling us to do without is something that Ashtavakra himself has already done. Remember him speaking from his mother's womb, the words of Vedas. It shows that he has been well versed in the Vedas. He has been well versed in everything that a man has to do before reaching the highest state of spirituality. So everything has a tremendous role to play in the development of the seeker. But Ashtavakra in his Gita is rejecting everything, and he's rejecting everything because he's talking to a man like Janaka. He's talking to a man who has gone through all the things and is like a ripe fruit which is just waiting to fall. So Ashtavakra is the last knock, is the last knocking, was the last हवा का झोंका, जिसकी वजह से वो, because of which the fruit eventually falls. You see, so to understand Janaka is equally important. So to begin this Gita, to understand Janaka, I think that is why I'm talking about it again and again. So yeah, that was Janaka. And the first question or the first shloka in this Ashtavakra Gita, I'm reading from this book, Ashtavakra Samhita from Swami Nitya Swarupananda, a book I bought from the Advaita from Ramakrishna Mission. I've also distributed an interesting story. So this book costs 80 rupees, and this might be the 15th or 16th time I have bought the same book. And the interesting story is that I have lost it many times. I have misplaced it many times. And every time I misplaced it, every time I left it somewhere, I never went back to pick it again. There was one occasion in which after the 10th or 11th attempt, I asked a friend to go and see in a temple where I left the Gita. But even then, somebody had taken it. So that is quite remarkable that all the 12 or 13 times I have lost it, somebody has taken it, and I've not really made an attempt to go and find it, because there was something inside me that told me that whoever picks up this book will be greatly benefited. So yeah, that's an interesting story. Yeah, so yeah, the first sutra, very important sutra, because in this whole Gita there is only one question. Well, if you compare it to other Gitas, there are many questions by the seeker, because the seeker is still in a state of this tremendous confusion. If you recall, Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita is asking so many questions, he's so full of questions. He's in this state of dejection and depression, and his mind has been totally, attacked by various forces, and that is why he's asking so many questions. But Janaka has asked just one question in this whole Gita, so it is quite incredible. Can you imagine a scripture that is standing on one question? So both the student and the teacher are highly ripened. This whole scripture is a result of this heightened ripening. So yeah, the first question is, I don't know how to read Sanskrit, so I will read its translation in English. How can knowledge be acquired? How can liberation be attained? How is renunciation possible? Tell me this, O Lord. I will read it again. How can knowledge be acquired? Now, knowledge does not mean, knowledge here does not mean what we think of knowledge. What we usually think of knowledge is, information. Information is about various intricate things, information is about various things that could profit us, information is about things that could give us fame, reputation, money, and all the rest of it. But here knowledge means something totally different. Here knowledge means something by knowing which you know everything. वो चीज़ जिसको जान के सब जाना जा जाता है, उसको यहाँ पे knowledge कहा जा रहा है. The thing upon knowing which you know everything. So that is knowledge. That frees you from all the bondage, that frees you from all the fluctuations of the mind, from all the superimpositions, from all the illusions. That is knowledge. How can liberation be attained? How can liberation be attained? How can you attain that state in which you are liberated? You're no more in bondage. You're no more a slave to your mind and its passions and its desires and this endless loop of suffering that it creates. How can liberation be attained? How is renunciation possible? How can we reach a state where we can renounce this this wandering creature inside us, this creature that is always insatiable, this creature that only knows how to want, that this creature that is always active, this creature that is always ruminating, always in the graveyard of the past? How can we renounce this and everything that it brings? Tell me this, O Lord. And at the end, he's referring to Ashtavakra, this 12-year-old boy, as O Lord. So this is very pregnant. This is tremendous. This question can be overlooked, but because we are living in the 21st century and we don't have the patience and the intuitive mind to really unlock something like this. Now, I'm not saying I have the intuitive mind or the temperament to read it, but after these 6 years, I've seen the various ways in which you look at a shloka like this, and I've seen myself mature, and I've seen myself reacting to things in a different manner. So that is why I'm commenting upon it. So yeah, it is something that is tremendous. So the author of this book, who's translating the shlokas or the sutras, has written upon knowledge. He's written it like this. See, so knowledge, upon the meaning of knowledge, he has said realization of the identity of the individual self and the supreme self of Brahman, which is existence, knowledge, and bliss absolute. For liberation, he has written freedom from ignorance, all bondages and limitations. And he's written many things, which is not really important. So yeah, that is the first shloka. and the only question of this Gita. And in the next video, we'll be talking about, or I'll be talking about, what Ashtavakra replies to this. Thank you for listening. Stay blessed.